Very recently, I shared a video on me getting a new job in the UK that is fully remote, and that is my customer service advisor job. So, the plan from that point had been that, I continue with my warehouse job. I start my customer service advisor role, from home, see how I can combine the two. If it gets to a point that I can't handle both jobs, I need to pick one of the two. Then while doing that, I still continue doing what I have to do to get the exact kind of job or to build the exact kind of career that I really want to build here in the UK. And just suddenly, it was like a bomb dropped. I got a promotion at my warehouse job. I got a promotion. It's good. I mean, promotion is a good thing, but it's like the promotion came on the wrong job. Or, there's just this kind of weird feeling attached to that promotion. And that is what I'll be sharing with you guys in today's video. So if this is the kind of gist you would like to hear, please stick with me till the end of today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is the Fab family. My name is Femisowole, and people call me Fab Daddy. Yeah, so if you are new on this channel, I say welcome. If you aren't new, welcome back. Thank you for always stopping by. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Very importantly. So, I was at work just some days ago, and at my place of work, at my warehouse, we have a team leader. We have we have managers. We have supervisors. We have team leaders. Yeah. So my team leader called me and told me, it was like an offer. Like, I have put up your name for this position. Would you like to have it? I didn't apply for this position. So let's go back to the beginning. As a person, I've always been optimistic. I've never, starting my warehouse job, I never for once looked down on that job. That because it's a warehouse, I won't be here for long. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I never despised the job. I think that's the word. I never despised the job. I always gave it my best shot. I always did okay. I always went to work on time. I just always did everything that was expected of me and even more. So I'm just trying to trace back to how that job came to be. Now, part of me being optimistic is making up my mind or having a decision that even if I want to spend 6 months here, that I'm giving myself a maximum of 6 months to be here, then I move on to greater and better things. So even if I'll be here for 6 months, I necessarily don't have to be in the same role. I mean, there's always a higher role, there's always a better role. So I will not be on this same level till I leave this place. I mean, on leaving this place, I must be able to say to myself that, okay, I finished better than I started. I mean, like in a better role or in a better capacity, or maybe even with more responsibilities than I started. Looking through my life, in a lot of classes, in some of the schools I attended, I was the class captain. In church, church activities, being president of BSF, because, Baptist boy, being president of BSF, being president of the Royal Ambassador, being even some of my football teams, I was captain. So like responsibilities wasn't really far from me. Now, there were some roles at my warehouse that I applied for. I mean, roles like inventory analyst, roles like supervisor roles, and some other roles. So I just okay, going through the job description, I think I can do this. I think because some roles you need some kind of qualification, and some of them you need to have like a BS, like a degree, which I have. So looking at the job description and the requirement, I think I fit. I can do this. I apply. Doing this, I apply. And what happened with that is I discovered those roles very late. I discovered a day before closing. You know when they put up some rules and they say closes tomorrow and you're discovering today. So I discovered very late, but I still applied anyway. But not knowing to me, the one that I really wanted, that was like the next level that was more like easy to get. One of my colleagues already did interview for that role. Already had his interview for that role. Then me, I just applied. So it was like I applied today and he got the job the next day. So I applied late. And the other roles I applied for, I didn't get those roles. And, they gave me reasons why I couldn't get those jobs. Then when my team leader called me to tell me that I put up your name for this role, would you like to have it? Of course, I grabbed it. I mean, it was better. It had a little more pay. And, it just gave me more breathing space. Though I had more responsibilities. The role I got was to be a trainer. To be a trainer. Now, it is, how do I explain it? It's, to some, it won't be like a big promotion, but to me, it is a very big one. Maybe people are expecting that you are now a supervisor, you are now a manager, shift manager, and all those stuff. But now I'm the shift trainer. So what that means is I work as a picker, picking and packaging. So I don't have to actively be a picker. What I'm just doing is to train people to be pickers. And so if you are coming into the job as a fresher or as a starter, what I do is to train you. And after training, I start to mentor you. And not just those coming in newly, also those that have been there. Because part of the responsibilities I have is if I have access to some information that other pickers do not have access to. So if I see that you're not really performing well, or maybe from your performance, maybe you don't understand some things, or you are struggling with something, I can decide to retrain you, or I can decide to maybe work with you sort of, or I can decide to do some sort of audit with you. Maybe while you're working, I'm following you around. So you can do this, I take it. You can do this, I take it. Then anything you're struggling with, I outline it. Then I have a meeting with the supervisor and the team leader that this person is struggling with this. Can I retrain this person? Just any way we can provide help and support. So you see that is beyond me working about, doing the normal picking, doing this. Now, like, I have more free hand. Today, I can get to work and say, I'm not working today. I want to follow this person. I want to follow this person. I want to do something else. I want to do this. I want to work on the system today. So I have like more kind of free hand and more responsibility. I have access to some kind of information that I usually would not have had access to if I was just still a picker. So being a shift trainer has just given me more room, more responsibility, more room, and just a little more pay. The difference is not really much, but I mean, any little more pay is welcome. So it came as quite a shock to some of my friends, I think I should say, that we work at the same place. It came as a shock, and not because they weren't expecting me to get a role, because they knew I was good, like I'm good at the job. I'm not trying to hide myself now. I'm good at the job. And what I explained to them is, apart from being good at the job, and this is what I still try to advise a lot of people, apart from being good at the job, see, you need to see a lot of Africans that come to work at my warehouse or that work at other places. If it's a job they don't like, they come in and they leave interest at, well, how do I put that? Like, some people come into work and you see that this person just does not want to be here. And that attitude will just not benefit you in any way. So what I advise is anything you are doing, like anything you find your hands doing, do it well. If it's something you like, if it's something you don't like, just do it well. See, this is not me trying to hide myself. I come into work happy. Like, I'm happy, I'm free with everybody. Yes, one very important part I left out was I mentioned that I didn't apply for this job, But what got me the job exactly was um I was just working casually one day. Then one of my colleagues um asked me a question, and I explained to him, and that was it. I did not know that the team leader was around me at that time. I did not know. So the person just asked me a question. Okay, I'm struggling with this. How do I do this? If you see the way I explain, that's the way I explain normally. Sometimes my wife will say I explain things like I'm preaching or like I'm teaching Sunday school. So I really explained that the person really understood. Like it was like the person was trained by someone else, and the person did not understand that thing that same way. But I explained it in a different way that it was very easy for the person to understand, and the team leader was watching. So she saw everything I did. She saw everything she saw the way I explained, and she really liked it. That was just how she put up my name for that role, and that was how I got it. No interview, nothing. Do you training? Are you knowledgeable in this? I mean, I've been there for just about how many months? January, February, just six months. I've been there for just about 6 months. There are people who have been there longer than me. You get? But I go into work with interest, with enthusiasm, with joy. Not because that is what I want to do for the rest of my life, or not because my wife will say that I used to, in Yoruba, she will say that Mama Ishe where I see Mama Leju. Like I used to, English has failed me. It's like the kind of hype I give to the job, you think is one very big white collar job. It's a company, it's an industry, but I just work in the warehouse. So if there are roles and openings outside the warehouse, maybe HR, maybe IT, they're just different departments, maybe even IT, yeah. And if you can do the job, you apply and you get the job. So maybe the career you're even looking for is not far away from you, but because you are in the warehouse, or because you are cleaning, or because you are doing something you don't like doing, you just despise the job. I've seen people that have despised the job, a lot of Africans, and particularly about Africans, that not long after they joined, they just told them not to come again. For funny reasons, some of them, they'll say you're too slow, or they don't like your body language, or it could just be anything. I mean, it could just be anything. So the advice is just, please, if presently you are doing it's not limited or restricted to the UK, it might be your home country. You are doing a job that you don't really like, maybe just for the meantime to get a better job or just to be occupied. Please do it well. Do not continue to do that job where some people go to work late on purpose, late, because they don't like the job, they are frustrated, they are this, they are that. It won't cost you anything. Be punctual, be hardworking, be dedicated. See, that breakthrough you are looking for might not be far away from you. Might not be far away from you. Someone will just see the way you work, the kind of energy you bring, how consistent you are, how good you are at the job. And see, my job, I've heard some people say in the comment section that don't worry, if you're working in a warehouse, be careful of places that have peak rates, because you tend to always meet up with that peak rate. If you fall short of the peak rate once, see where I work, we have peak rate, but it is just so effortless, such that if the efficiency per hour or per shift, you're expected to have like 100%. The number of times I've had more than 100% is more than the number of times I've had less than 100%. Not because I work too hard, it's just the normal stuff. And I have to tell you guys, see, warehouse is different from warehouse. Some people that were working in a warehouse, if they tell you that they are no longer working, they say, no, I don't like that place, I left it. It's a lie. See, for warehouse, I don't know for other warehouses, but for my warehouse, you need to be intelligent. And intelligent in the sense that you need to know further math, you need to know math, maybe even a little bit of physics, because you will calculate. This video is long. See, you will calculate in the sense that when you pick a product somewhere, before you leave that location, you need to count what is left. And some people, one guy that I was training, he had to print the multiplication table 1 to 12, because you will multiply 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 times 7, 20 clinical plus something. You will, and you cannot get away with mistakes, in the sense that if you enter the wrong answer, you have another opportunity to enter. If you enter the wrong answer again the second time, it will lock you out. Then you need to go to inventory to help you out. So if you don't know maths, or you are not ready to know maths, mathematics is different from maths. If you are not ready to know maths, you cannot do the job. So you think warehouse is just for people that don't have future or just people that don't know book, just to be doing something? This way, if you don't know maths, you cannot do it. And now, by God's grace, I've gotten to a level that I don't have to, the work just gets easier. Such that instead of using pump truck and pulling pump truck up and down, I got trained on PPT. PPT, how do I call PPT? It's like driving a car. So instead of using pump truck to lift to lift product, now PPT, I just need to press a button and it will lift it by it's like a machine. It will lift the pallet, lift the product no matter how heavy, and you just drive it around. Now I put in my name to be trained on there's one health and safety course, like it's like first aid. It's free. I just put up my name. So I'm constantly looking out for opportunities to get trained on this, to get trained on this, to do this course, to do this course. Not because I love this warehouse job so much. Not because this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Not because I don't have ambition or I don't want to leave the place. But while I am there, I'm going to do my best and I'm going to always aim high. So who knows if by God's grace there's another job opening, maybe as a supervisor or inventory or any other or admin or just something, I apply and I get the job. It means I even stop picking. So at that time, I won't tell you I work in a warehouse. I'll just tell you I work with this company as what? As an inventory analyst. Nobody will look down on you that you are working in a warehouse. Even now, if you look down on me that I'm working in a warehouse, it's none of my business. I work, I get paid, I do my stuff. It gives me room to work on what I really want to do. It gives me room. If I want to do any course, it gives me room to do it. If I want to advance, it gives me room. I mean, I have a friend who has gotten a job in his field and he left just about 3 weeks ago. And he left on good terms. He also did good. He left on good terms. Now he's working fine. So please, wherever you find yourself, whatever you find yourself doing, please do it well to the best of your abilities. Always look for opportunities wherever you are. Even if it's a warehouse, even if it's if you are cleaning, if you are barbing, if it's a job you don't like, please always look for better opportunities. Always look for anyhow you can have an advantage, you can have an edge. Always look out for those opportunities. I think that's just what I want to say. There's no limit to what you can achieve. There's no limit to what you can be. I think I've said enough. With that, we have come to the end of today's video. So please feel free to congratulate me on my new role in the comment section. And if you think it's a warehouse, even if you are chairman of the warehouse, it's still a warehouse, well, that's your business. Please give this video a thumbs up so that other people can get to see this video and also share the video. Please, if you have not subscribed, do not leave without subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. See you same time. Not same time, see you some other time. You go. I'm holding my phone with one hand. You go be.